Hello everybody, I am Red King from Send More Robots, and welcome to Shadow of Mordor. So, this game I actually did a little bit differently. I did it more as a review standpoint, rather than as a straight up playthrough, just because this game has so much going on, and so much action and anything happening, that I figured this would be the best bet. And right here I'm actually doing one of the game mechanics, which is branding your enemy. In this case, I'm pretty sure, I decided to do a death threat, and in this game, death threats actually, what you do is I think I just picked this guy randomly, to be honest, too. You send a death threat to an enemy, and it actually bumps up his power, which makes him stronger. And the stronger he is, the better the runes he drops. Runes are stuff that you can use to upgrade your swords and your bow. And he has a better chance of dropping an epic rune, which is like the best one. And here, I'm pretty sure I spotted one of the big, carrying beasts in the game, which is Graug. What am I looking at here? Yeah. So, this is me actually checking out his weaknesses and everything like that, trying to see if the Graug actually was effective against him. It didn't really matter, because as you can see, his weaknesses are Caragors and stealth kills, and he has no strength against the Graug, which is this giant thing. Yeah, and that's a nice move. Everything I've done is actually after the campaign, so this entire gameplay is post-campaign, so it's me just picking up all the small stuff, just kind of messing around. And as you can see, the Graug is actually, one of the biggest, meanest, tankiest creatures in this entire game, and I think this is the last time you'll actually see the Graug, because, I don't know, I just don't like using it as much as I like using the abilities. In this game, though, they do, have a pretty sweet story. Oh, not trying to get intel from him yet. Looks like I'm going to send another death threat, so I didn't just blow his brain out. But in this game, the story is really interesting. Oh, I see. I tried to give him 2 death threats to try to make him twice as powerful. So, I attempted. This guy I actually had problems with before in Zog the Bloody. Oh my god, this guy was a pain in my ass. He and I have actually had a previous encounter, and you'll actually get to see that. This game had an interesting story, as I was saying before. You're a ranger, your name's Talion, you're actually one of the Northmen, so you're actually a men of Gondor, and you're from the gates of Mordor, and you guys have been there for quite some time. The rangers have been there for about 2,000 years. This is a Caragor right here. This is the primary thing I'll ride around in this, and this is me having a derpy moment because the Caragor couldn't jump. But yeah, and you're a ranger. Your name's Talion. Your life is pretty normal right up until the Black Hand of Sauron shows up and murders you and your family. In the meantime, you get this wraith inside of you. His name's Celebrimbor, and if you're familiar with lore, then you'll know who Celebrimbor is. He's one of the main makers of all the Rings of Power. And so he gets inside your body and basically makes you more or less immortal, because every time you die, you come back. And I don't think I actually die in this. Oh yeah, that guy right there, he's actually going to set the alarm, so I decided to take him out before things get a little too hectic. So right now, you see me stalking the target, and before you could see that I zoomed in on him, and I was able to find out that he was the one I was specifically looking for. So this is where things are going to get interesting. So I remember looking at this and trying to figure out how I was going to approach this situation and how I was really going to try to pick him off. And remembering that he's a captain, he was a lot more powerful than the rest of these dudes right here, who take that explosion real nice. And I used that guy's weakness against him, which was stealth kills and Caragors, so the fact that I was able to stealth kill him really helped. Well, see these guys with these big badass shields, they just don't take explosions like the rest of them. And here's one of those runes. I'm actually covering it up with my body, but you can see in the top it actually has a bonus for a death threat, knowing his weakness, so the more stuff you use against them, the better the rune ends up being. It's interesting, it's kind of an interesting play on the mechanics. But going through this entire thing was it was crazy. Oh, and there's another one. I didn't even know about him. I think he was a blacked out one or something. But this entire game was really fascinating, seeing the entire setup, how they set up the nemesis system, which was actually the most drawing bit for me. I really enjoyed being able to create these nemesis and seeing orcs for the first time who had no idea who I was. So this right here is actually it's basically just like hanging meat, and when you drop that, you can actually summon Caragors into the area, so more of these things show up and actually just waste these Uruks. So right there, you see I'm actually just opening up more Caragor nests. It's really cool. The environment helps a lot, and that's me having another dirt moment because I realize I actually have to jump down to shoot this thing. Yeah, environmental hazards are pretty sweet. They make this game really interesting, very unique in the setup. So there's a new guy right there. Well, that's the guy like me having a dirt moment again. Yeah, there we go. And this is me going back over his strengths and weaknesses, hoping a Caragor would kill him, but it didn't. And that guy's having a dirt moment. Nope, and there I go again. You can't really see it on screen because my camera angle didn't work, but I'm branding him, which is actually giving me more arrows to actually assault him in a little bit. Yeah! So the stealth kill didn't do me any good, but it did quite a bit of damage, which was really nice. This guy I'm also gonna have... If I remember correctly, this guy I actually don't finish off here. I actually let him get away because, you know, why not? It's more fun if they actually get away and I'm not killing them every 10 seconds in this frickin' thing. Oh god, but... Yeah, so this is me trying to jump out of the way because I was having another dirt moment as the Caragor was blocking my view and that guy was going to stab the crap out of me. I can't get up, and there we go. Yeah. Oh, up, dirt, and there we go. Man, I had a lot of dirt moments in a very short amount of time. Oh, that guy's gonna do it. Oh, no, see, and I tried to stealth assassinate him again, but it didn't work because he knew I was there. Yep, got that guy. Alright, so I've managed to keep the alarms off.
When I'm done, you'll be begging to be put out of your misery.
So that's what happens generally when you meet them for the first time, is they just talk smack to you and they want to kill your face. And I tried to vault over him, but he has some sort of defense against me vaulting, which I didn't read in his strengths. And then I had to rethink my strategy because I was like, oh man, I'm kind of out of options. And this is where I'm draining him. I can't brand him yet because he is a captain. He's much more powerful than a lot of the other people, but he is weak to range. So the more I do this, the better it works. And I roll away, and I do it one more time. This was actually a very effective strategy for taking him out, and it is actually a very effective strategy for getting rid of the Zog as well, just because they both had this same weakness. And as this guy runs away, a little bitch, I attempt to take more from him and try to finish him off. And right about here,
This is Shrock! We will meet again, and I will have my revenge!
Yeah, right here I decided I didn't really want to kill him, but I definitely wanted to make him hurt. And I wasn't going to let his friends help him out either. Yeah, I was definitely going to try... I think I was trying to give him some sort of battle scars or something so that it was more interesting. Nope, it was right about here I decided I was going to let him go. So I just pounded him, and then he just started running. I was like, well, you know, I guess I'm just going to let him be. And it kind of helps out with the nemesis system, too. You can see how it develops and how much different the interaction is and how much more powerful they actually become. And this guy was a total idiot. I could have probably killed him like 3 times. But I didn't have any more elf shots, so... My favorite move is the Shadow Strike, which is that one you've probably seen me use before, where I jump forward, kill someone, and then it's actually at the beginning of this video. I'll probably do it a couple more times because it was, again, my favorite thing. Here we go, brand this guy. So the lower Uruks, it actually brands them instantly, which makes them a part of your army, so then they roam around and they help you out. The captains, it just drains some energy from them, so it makes life a little easier. I'm just picking these guys off because it was easy forms of energy, get more health shot in so I can do more Shadow Strikes, would make me happy. This is me running off. Yep, pick up mushrooms and stuff like that. There's a lot of plant life in Shadow Mordor as well. You can pick it up for 1, you can pick it up for health, as you can see my health bar rises back up. 2, you can pick it up for quests, as you could, if you look back at the top left of the menu, it was part of a quest that I pick up these blue mushrooms. And those little yellow bars are just the Uruks actually finding me. So they notice me, and then I just shot him in the face and I'm moving on. Now I'm trying to find that last blue mushroom because it's so weird. Yep, and this is where it is. So overall, this game was really good. The story started off really strong. That guy is still running away too. I totally forgot about that. That he just kept running. Yep, here it is. Shadow Strike, my favorite. There's two forms. There's Shadow Strike, and then there's the like non-lethal Shadow Strike. Just so you know, I did not mean to jump down. I actually meant to hit that thing so that I could drop it on him, but I just was not paying attention to my controls. It worked out pretty well, but it was still weird. I left some runes here before, so I wanted to go pick those up, and I didn't really care about this. And as soon as I saw this, I didn't really pay attention, and then suddenly there's another captain right there.
Welcome. Welcome. I will introduce you to the flames of your doom.
So that's my first interaction with this captain. Like, I've never talked to him before. I've never had a fight with him. Right up until that moment. And he, you know, he had something weird to say to me. Sometimes they don't say anything at all, and it's kind of disconcerting. It's really strange. I also forgot to mention that I actually have the Dark Ranger skin on, because like I said, I got through the whole campaign. I did it in the normal skin, just Ranger Talion, and I figured that's the way I wanted to play through it, because I couldn't decide how I wanted to record it yet, and that was me being stupid because I didn't jump over. And I just killed my own dude. Good job. Good job, Mark. But yeah, I couldn't decide how I wanted to record this.
I'll be back another time, and you'll be sorry you ever crossed me.
So I just played through, and I kept playing, and then I was finally realized I was near the end. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna play through, I'm gonna finish the campaign, and I'm just gonna play through the post-game, because I figured that's what they were gonna do, is give you that post-game, because every game does that. This was me being stupid again, because I tried to do some sort of special kill, and it just didn't work out that way. But as you can see, I have a guy over here who's actually being ganged up on by all these Uruks. So then I decide to take them. I just brand them all, and it's a nice distance branding, so it makes it a lot easier to brand everybody and gain some troops. The brand ability you actually don't pick up until like the second half of the game, which is kind of frustrating considering that was really like their key selling point. And I understand it's like a big ability, but probably should have given it to me earlier in the game instead of when I get to the second land, because this is actually I'm in the first area of the game, and I'm still, you know, like I'm just hanging out. And I came back here at the end of the campaign, and it was just really weird that I didn't get the brand ability. Here is actually showing off the free flow combat that they actually did. You know, they took it from Arkham Asylum. They didn't even. They totally told everybody. They were like, "Hey, they did such a great job on that system that we thought it was a great idea to use," and I totally appreciate that sort of honesty, and especially since it was such a fantastic system all on its own. Yep, and I had a dirt. Oh, there it is. That's a special kill I was trying to do. It was such a good system that why not use it, especially in a game like this where you're going to be surrounded by Uruks all the time. Yep. Yeah. So there's a couple different Uruks in here too. There's the regular soldiers, as I'm killing right now, and then there's the berserkers, which you see right there. And they're a little bit trickier because if you just hit them regularly, they actually fight back. Like they catch your attacks and then they kill you. Well, not really kill you, but they definitely put you down quicker. The regular Uruks help you build up that combo special, which helps you with things like this, the executions. Makes life so much easier. Yeah, you can see that Uruk just totally like punched me in the face. Oh man. Yep. I cleared them out pretty good. I was pretty happy how that worked out. And as you can see, like at a certain point, they once you kill enough of them, they actually run. They will actually try to get away from you just because they realize how badass you are. And this was my triumphal moment as I walk away, you know, slowly, because I just killed like, you know, probably like 15, 20 Uruks. I was pretty excited. Right about here is actually where I'm going to collect an artifact, and it's artifacts that's actually related to Celebrimbor and Mordor, really. It's like the two things that are really related, and they're related to the story in some way, shape, or form. But there's so many of them, and you can only see them as Celebrimbor, and the problem with it is when you're in Wraith Vision, everything's a little bit fuzzy. and it's really hard to see, so I had to turn it off here. But it's not that far, and I had a dirt moment there because I suddenly couldn't go around and I didn't understand why. And then I just dropped. That race really helps. I mean, if you had fallen off that in real life, man, you would have broken a leg or something. It would have been amazing. But this is a new little artifact they have. It's something with the orcs. You're going to hear it right now.
We'll go tonight. No more being bossed around by that damned Urukai. We'll sneak into the barracks and bleed that spark dry.
Yeah.
He won't be so high and mighty when he's dead. And we'll run the place. You
Yeah.
and me. All's for
Yeah, I remember this. I also remember this is about where I decided to stop and text people.
We won't be going hungry. That's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, it's little tidbits on the story, and they'll actually talk to each other like that.
This grog they have is a harsh but effective medicine.
These Uruk truly are twisted reflections of my kin.
Yeah, so, you know, Talion and Celebrimbor will actually have conversations between them. And look who it is. Dushrat, who I actually just, you know, fought off not too long ago. So now that I see him again, and I kind of want to see how the interaction is different, I have decided I'm gonna try to finish him this time. But he's kind of walked out of my range, so it's time for my favorite move, which is the Shadow Strike kill. And he's still weak to that, so I was able to get him like that. But he completely takes my my strategy and flips it.
The torment you'll endure at my hand will be the stuff of legend.
Yeah, he takes my strategy and he completely flips it around. So I'm able to fire a few shots into him. Right here. A couple headshots. It works out really nicely. But I try to brand him right here. And it doesn't work, because he has a combat master. He has a new skill. And I totally missed my chance to do the combo. So I'm like, oh crap, time to run. And it's really cool, because I literally only had an interaction with this guy maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago. And he's already different. But the ability you just saw right now was actually an activation of... Yeah, see, I'm trying to pull myself up, but I can't get up. He's trying to stomp me down. So, I had another dirt moment. Man, I've had quite a few dirt moments. But the ability you just saw activate was actually taking orcs who are loyal to me, or at least branded by me, and they're actually going to go out and they're going to fight. They're going to fight for me. And this gives me the opportunity to finally fight this guy again. Yep. And I'm about to put this guy down. So when they get to the green health bar, it makes it easier to fight them. It's easier to either brand them or to straight up kill them.
Not bloody likely.
And I decided this time that since my other strategy didn't work, I wouldn't be so lucky. So I'm just going to shank the crap out of him until I can kill him. Now I ended him, so I no longer have to worry about that guy. And he was a lot more powerful since I let him run away. So it gave me a pretty decent rune, and it was used, I believe, for my sword. But this is one of my captains. This is one of the guys I've branded and I've held on to. And I'm pretty sure I think I gave him another death threat. No, I gave him a command. So he's gonna go out there and he's gonna murder someone. Just because I decided someone needed to get murdered. Because it's more fun that way. I mean, this whole game is about orcs and their different, like their power struggles that they always have. They always have differences when it comes to that. They never ever agree on anything. And they will constantly kill each other, even without you, to rise into power and try to get better. The only ones they won't kill is the war chiefs. These towers are pretty essential to your travel. You have fast travel, and then you can advance time. Advancing time helps out a lot. I do it a little bit later, so you can see how that goes. This is my favorite part of the tower, your leap of faith bullshit, which is almost so much fun. Right about here is where I kind of faded out, because I started doing something else, and then I realized that I was still recording. But this also gives you an opportunity to just, you know, talk about the story. I mean, the Black Hand of Sauron is really cool. The tower and the hammer are two other characters they introduce into this, and I don't know if they're actually part of the lore or if they're just introduced purely like they were just created for this game. I don't think they were, but they were pretty sweet. To be honest, the story itself is a little lackluster when it comes to the end. The tower was an interesting fight, but it was interesting. The hammer was the most challenging because it was an actual fight. Like, I actually had to figure out how to fight him, and I had to move around and stuff like that. Whereas the tower was kind of like, you know, he looked like the coolest one to fight. He was a bit,
supposed to be intimidated
I don't
by
know.
this folly?
He was just too easy to kill, in my opinion. And then finally, when you get to the end, when you fight the hand, it was way too simple. So when I was fighting this guy, I actually had a plan, and what I was going to do is try to brand his guys, so then they would try to fight him, or he would, or you know, I would brand at least one of them, so then I could get them all to fight. And that plan fell apart because I was stupid and I didn't just try to, like,
You think I can't
brand him from
both of you
above or
maggots just
jump
as
assassinate
easily
him.
as one?
And in that interaction, it's really cool because he understands that there is. Yeah, he knocks the crap out of my face right here. It's really cool because he understands that he's fighting two people right now. He's not only fighting you as the ranger, but he's also fighting that other Uruk, who is challenging him, trying to like murder him, and it's a duel between the two of them. And I'm just here to help. Yeah. And see, that was the problem. Is I was trying to hit him with that combat finisher because I know he's weak against them. And there I messed up the combat finisher again, so everything fell apart. But now I'm going to finish him. Sometimes captains like that, you can just kill outright. Just to simple things like that, like you saw earlier with the stealth kill, or the having weaknesses in combat finishers, you can just eliminate captains left and right pretty easily. And he gives me another rune. And with the runes, like you can see, this is a level 11, but this is end game, so a level 11 rune isn't really going to help me. So right about here, I see that, and I decide both of those are pretty bad, not very good. So I break them down into a different currency they use for upgrading, and it helps you upgrade your weapons and your health and your focus ability. And see, I have another slot for my bow, so I just realized that I need to put in another rune to make it a little bit more powerful. My dagger is pretty good right now, but I think this is, yeah, I'm going to switch out the runes between the two. And now my dagger has a little bit more strength to it. I have an upgrade for attributes, and again, that's where that money comes in. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Mirrors or something like that. But it helps upgrade Talion's like health and his focus, how many elf shot he gets. So it lets me do that Shadow Strike ability more. It makes it more interesting. It definitely it improves your ability to play the game, because when you first start this game, oh my god, you are basically retarded. Everything is so hard. And this is where I advanced time for the first time. And as you can see, that guy's under my control. He did his trial, he moved forward. He's moving forward as well. These are all guys that are just doing their own thing. They're doing it without me telling them what to do. This guy gets promoted. He actually leveled up because he survived a encounter with me. This is a new guy, new captain that just came in. This is a brand new captain that I know nothing about, so I'll finally be able to gather intel on him and try to figure out who he is, what his weaknesses are, whether I want to take him or if I want to kill him. See, there's two new Orc captains I know nothing about. And I think actually this is where I decide to advance time twice, because I want them to refill their ranks. I want to kind of make the gameplay more interesting, make them all more powerful, fight off more powerful people. Like, I think that guy Zog, I don't know if he can get any stronger, because he's level 20 right now, and he's pretty angry. That's another one of my guys upping in the ranks. It's, I mean, they continue to do this power struggle where they will always keep trying to move up and trying to fight each other. That unknown captain just got moved up. One time I've seen where a random Uruk I branded actually got moved up into his captainy. He got promoted to a captain, which was pretty funny, because I didn't know that was a thing. So at this point I'm pretty satisfied with how they filled out the ranks. There's a lot of them hanging out here. That guy's under my control. That guy, I honestly, at this point, like, I'm kind of looking for things to do, but it's that guy. That guy needs to die. I put a death threat on him, and I want to finish him, because he and I have had some serious problems in the past. He has wrecked me more than once. Not as bad as one other guy. He had like a bird mask and things like that. I think I actually got him promoted to captain, but he was a huge pain in my ass. I got him promoted to war chief, not captain. And he was the biggest problem because he was just so hard to fight, and I don't know. I got too cocky. That's what it is. I got too cocky, and he just would wreck my face. I'm still trying, I'm still debating on what I'm doing, but then I formally decide that I want to target that guy, because that guy needs to die. He's got the death threat on him, he's got his gang with him. I just need to take him out, and I need to just end him. So at this point, I decide to just run there, because there's no towers nearby, and it just seems like it's a better way for me to explore the world and kind of show it off to everybody. So this is Mordor, and as you can see, it's a little gray. There's a little bit of fire and everything like that, but there's still plant life. It's not like what we saw in the movies where it's kind of desolate and dead. They're just starting to get into that. Like, the Uruks are just getting into colonizing it again, really. And not even really colonizing it, but transforming it back into that industrial age. And Sauron is just getting he's still trying to get his strength back. He hasn't gotten the ring back. He tried to get Celebrimbor back for all sorts of different reasons. And it was very interesting how it pans out and why everything happens and how Celebrimbor remembers who he is. And this is me being stupid again. I derped again on abilities, trying to be sneaky and assassinate them, but then, you gotta assassinate them from up there. Oh, and there I am. I derped. This guy was not gonna let do that. Oh, and see, this is a captain I had no idea about. He was one of those unknown captains.
Who are you? What? What are you?
Special.
You wanna fight?
Yeah, so, again, every captain interaction has a different, it's a little bit different. Every captain interaction is different, no matter what you do. Like I said, some of them talk to you, some of them don't. Some of them have slur like that. Other ones have... And all of them have strengths and weaknesses that vary from one another. More commonly, I find that the weaker the captain, the less likely his combat executions will not hurt him, or at least kill him. Because usually I can just take him out with basically brute force. And that captain I randomly decided to take because he would give me information on the other captain who I had no idea about. Ah, yes, I brought in the Caragors. Because why not? Caragors are always fun, and they just roll in. Yep, and another execution. That worked out well. And this guy right here with the shield and the pike, he's actually a defender. And he's a pain in the ass because he's got that big old shield. So when you try to do normal combos or anything like that, he basically just deflects it. And they have a special ability for combating that, but this is me trying to brand them and it just wasn't working out. But they have a way to combat that. You just, you charge them and you can break the shield or anything like that, or you just jump over them, simple as that. I didn't want to waste the elf shot on him, so I decided to make it more interesting. And then I tried to Shadow Strike and I was stupid. But I got 2 more soldiers out of it, and they'll help me out where I need it. If, not to make me look stupid. That blue guy over there, that's actually one of my captains.
I think I saw the right.
That right there, oh, this is not good. This is where I derp one more time, because I try to stealth assassinate him, and it turns out that I'm just stupid. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I've murdered this poor dude. I murdered that archer right there in the face, and he just, falls down, and I go about my business. Okay, so this is where I'm coming up on Zog, and I'm ready. I'm over this guy. I cannot handle his bullshit anymore. So, at this point, it's the planning stage. It's trying to figure out what you can use. For some reason, I didn't see that fire. I didn't even pay attention, but I saw this Caragor, and he is a great distraction. There's another Caragor right there, and I'm like, perfect, I'm going to use him too. And then I realized there's a fire right there. All their backs are turned. So here I go. Boom. So it doesn't kill a lot of them. It definitely hurts quite a few, especially with that Caragor passing the fire around. This is me deciding on what I need to do, so I just needed to get rid of his troops. His bodyguards are really going to be the biggest issue. And so, one by one, I I finish them off. Until finally, it's just, well, it's mainly just me and him and a couple of Caragors. But this time I try to take more health shot, because I drain it from them. You can do it, I think, a couple times before they actually die, and then their heads explode, which is fun. But I wanted to be able to Shadow Strike him if need be. This is where I couldn't tell who I was going to assassinate. I didn't want to kill that guy. I want to assassinate the big dude. Well, I want to at least get the first strike in on him. This is me making a bad choice. So I decide that he's not coming out anytime soon. So I'm going to assassinate this guy with the shield. Because he's actually going to be a harder target than everybody else. And I did assassinate him. I actually branded him. So I decided that he needed to be branded, so then at least I can have some assistance. And this guy tries to run away, but he doesn't get very far. Oh no.
My blood knows what a liar you turned out to be.
Yep, that's after I sent a death threat, and he has totally fought me off before. Like I said, he's killed me before, which was really annoying. And I find out that my tactic before that I used on that other guy totally works here. And it was amazing to find that out, because it's so hard to fight defenders, because they have that stupid shield, they have the charge. It just makes everything so frustrating. Yeah. Zog was just one of the toughest ones I fought so far, and I seem to have the biggest problem with defenders. They seem to be, I don't even know how I did that ability, but that was awesome. But defenders are the biggest pains in my ass, and they constantly just keep putting you in that situation where you have to rethink your tactics. You always have to rethink how you're going to fight them. I did have to spam Shadow Strike quite a few times in order to take him, because he was such a badass. This is where combat finisher. I almost get him. He's almost done. I think I actually finish him off with an arrow to the neck. Yep, there it is. And I finally get him done, and he's down, and then he doesn't even drop an epic move, which really made me mad. I absolutely hated it. It drove me insane that that's exactly what he was doing. But this is actually the end of the video for this whole thing. This is me just picking up leftover runes and whatnot, but this was kind of the general idea for the gameplay. Everything about this game is really fun and interesting. I really enjoy the different mechanics. I enjoy all of the different ways you can gather intel on people. See, this guy was mine. I was able to get intel pretty easy from him. But it's really cool how they set up the nemesis system, how they create basically this. It's not only a bond, like a anonymity from Auric to Talion. It's also like you kind of take it personally too, because these guys go out and they kill you, and then they brag about it, and they make themselves stronger. And then all you can do is, if you have any pride whatsoever, you just go, you know what, you're my next target, or I'm just gonna make you my bitch. And both of those things are, if you play Shadow of Mordor, it's gonna be something that occurs regularly in your mind. You're definitely gonna be kind of drawn into the whole idea of Mordor and taking revenge on the Hand, on any orcs you find, using all of their weaknesses against them. This is me being stupid again. This is where I figured out you can't climb this hill. But it was a great game overall. It's just the story kind of petered out too soon. And they could have done so much better with the fights and anything like that. They could have tried to make it more interesting with the boss battles, because that's what I was really looking forward to, was fighting the Tower and fighting the Hand, who were two very more interesting characters than the Hammer. Even though the Hammer was pretty rad as a concept character, he looked really sick. I liked the way he was designed. But overall, this game was really good. If I was to scale it, I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10, because it would have been a 10 if the story had been perfect. If the story, well, not even perfect, if the story had actually delivered all of that work, that would have been marvelous. I would have loved it. I would have loved every second of this. This game would have hit a perfect 10. And I think that's where all the other things come from, where everyone talks about 9.5 out of 10. But I want to thank you all for watching this video today. I hope this review works out really well. I hope everyone, sees this review as it should be. And always remember who you are and what you are. Don't go cause any trouble out that world. And always remember, when you're going to jump, make it look like a leap of faith. Bye, guys.
Oh, I just killed you. Nice.
You jerk!
I was like running up behind him, and I saw him turn around and hit me, and I was like, why did he hit me?